Hey guys, and welcome back to Smash Time. And you cannot make this stuff up. Last episode, if you guys did not witness it, was the Peach episode. And in that whole episode, I basically gave my entire thoughts on the newly released Nintendo game as of filming this, obviously not by the time it's out, Donkey Kong Bonanza. And you know what the very next episode is? It's Donkey Kong! Wouldn't it have made so much more sense to have talked about that here rather than the last episode? But you know what? It's fine. We're doing Donkey Kong today. Number 2 on the list. Ironically enough, in the last couple of episodes, we've done both the number 1 on the list, which was Mario, and number 2, Donkey Kong. Because that's the order of the roster, right? So that's also the order of the wheel. So these two have already been done. So we're clearing out the Smash 64 fighters pretty quickly. Who do we have left? Like Link and Samus? Luigi? Okay, all 4 of these, actually. Okay, there's a little bit more than I thought. It's these 4, Fox, Samus, and Link, I believe, are the ones left on the top row, which is pretty good. We are chipping our way through this series. I will, however, unlike the last episode, remember to turn these guys down to level 9. And yeah, we can go right into it. So Donkey Kong isn't, like, my favorite character by any means, because he is a heavyweight. I like to play the lighter characters, but it is a fine line between light characters and then lighter characters. I don't like playing characters like Mario, as we found out last episode, even guys like Jigglypuff or Kirby, kind of not my favorite. I like that nice middle ground, right? Where you have the characters that can move quickly, but also hit hard. However, I did just completely destroy that CPU. I did turn them up to level 9, right? I'm not just crazy at Donkey Kong or anything. But sometimes it is fun just to, you know, hit hard and do big damage. Which we might be able to do. I'm trying to get him in the ground with the little head bash move. Reminder what the down B is. Oh, the bongos, that's right. This move's alright. The down B, it's super whatever. Because, like, he doesn't even... If you're not on the ground, it doesn't even do anything to you. It just kind of does passive damage, which you can do anyway with just, like, you know, attacking the enemy. I think your best bet with Donkey Kong is just go for the big boy moves. Maybe the punch if you're feeling really, really out there. You can charge it up all the way. If you do, I believe it's a critical. Actually, I know it's a critical. So we gotta fully charge. See if I can land it. No, of course not. I'm awful at landing the big moves in these fighting games. I always just stress myself out with it, especially with like Pit's Final Smash, because obviously Pit is my main. So like landing that Final Smash for me is always a challenge because I always get like clicky. You know, I always click it way before it should go off, and I feel like it's definitely the same for moves like the Donkey Kong Punch, where, you know, you charge it up, you charge it up, you charge it up, and then you really get one chance to land it. And then usually, I just mess it up. Like that. See, I always go for it way too soon. I also make it really obvious when I'm doing it. If this wasn't a computer and it was a real person, they absolutely would be able to tell that I was trying to hit him with that move. And hopefully we can win this. I'm not actually quite liking what I see so far. I don't really play Donkey Kong. I think I've played Donkey Kong maybe a total of 10 to 15 times in my whole life in this game. I've put a good 300 hours into this game, but I can't think of one time, unless it was for like a specific bit or anything like that, like a challenge or something with my friends, that I went out of my way to pick Donkey Kong. He's just not one of those characters for me. I did win though, because I'm absolutely nuts at video games. I did turn up to level 9. I am just incredible at everything I do, apparently. Purple. Purple, it's like Bonanza. I made my guy purple because I like purple. And uh-oh. Let's see how we fare against a strong DLC character, shall we? Let's talk about Donkey Kong, the big ape himself. I like him. Even before Bonanza came out in July of 2025, I spent last summer was when I first played through Tropical Freeze for the first time, and I loved it. I thought it was really good. I thought that some of the levels were a bit, like, challenging, but not in a fun way. Like, when you beat a world in Tropical Freeze, you get, like, those special levels, right? And I always thought those were a little bit not fun. Sure, they're challenging, but for me, what makes a good challenging level is one where they give you ample checkpoints. So sure, I'm okay with doing, like, hard platforming challenges, but if it's a whole level where I'm not allowed to, you know, save my progress at any point. If I die, I go all the way back to the beginning. That makes me unbelievably upset. I think of games like Celeste, right? Celeste is an extremely hard platforming game. However, they give you checkpoints before every jump. So I was able to get through most of Celeste, and I do plan to finish it at some point, because they're just generous with the checkpoints. But a game like Tropical Freeze just was not. In those levels, I think I got like an hour into the third one, and I was like, yeah, I'm just not doing it. But I did 100% the game otherwise. And then more recently, before they announced Bonanza, they did the Donkey Kong Country Returns HD on the Switch. And I said, hell nah, I'm not paying $60 for that. I own a 3DS. I am going to buy it for $10 from GameStop. So I bought it for $10 from GameStop. I played it, and I loved it. I 100%ed it. I thought it was even better than Tropical Freeze. So that's why, if you go back to like my direct videos, which were filmed in like April, only a couple months after I finished Returns on the 3DS, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be awesome if they did a Donkey Kong game, right? I was thinking like a 2D Donkey Kong. I didn't even see a 3D one coming. So that's really what I was looking for. I would have been okay with a 2D one because I played the other two and I quite liked them. But yeah, enough about that. I'm kind of getting my ass kicked, although I didn't realize I took 2 of her stocks. I honestly thought I was losing a lot worse than I thought I was. I haven't really tried out many of his moves. Interesting. That is a good get off me tool from what I've been able to tell, is the down B. You know, it's like a get away from me. I kind of like that, actually. And obviously I like his throw. His throw is funny because it's like, you know, in the original, like Pauline. I'm kind of being sauced right now. I don't know how I feel about this. I win? There's no way that was going to kill her. That's what I was thinking in my head anyway. And then it killed her. What do you know? We go white ape. Alright, here we are in training mode, and now I would like to try out all of these special moves. So moves like this, and the fully charged punch, which does how much damage? 33.6. Versus like a non-fully charged punch? 21.6. Okay. But that is, like, when you start charging, you're locked in place, right? So, like, unless I cancel the charge... Wait, can you... Hold on. Can you, like, continue charging it? Charge it a little bit and then stop, right? And then I keep going. It looks like it saves my charge. I didn't know it did that. I had absolutely no idea it even did that. That's interesting. I know characters like Samus work like that. I didn't know the punch had that same property. Interesting. You'll learn something new every day, right? You learn something new every episode. I had no idea that worked like that. Huh. But anyway, yeah, it either does 12, 21, or 33. Honestly, I think the middle one is your best bet. Because going for the fully charged punch, sure, you can walk around with it in your bank. So, like, if they're not expecting it, you could, boom, pull it out and kill them. It almost seems like the middle one would be the best bet there. And his recovery, I will say, it's not awful. Usually heavyweights have awful recoveries, so him having a okay recovery that does 20 damage on its own and has decent kill power, I really don't mind that. It does 16. It's kind of obnoxious. In a cool way, though. I kind of like it. It's not an amazing move, the pounding, because it doesn't really kill, right? It's just supposed to be like a you caught him off guard. You're not supposed to use that one all the time kind of move, and I can appreciate it for that. And then obviously the head move. I really like the head smash into the ground like this. I don't know. I think my best bet would be to like have the punch charged, right? And then go over to him, side B him, and then release the punch. I feel like that's the best practical use of that. Because I don't know why, but I find it especially hard to charge up a smash attack. Because like whenever I go to put him in the ground, it seems like I almost just always instinctively go for just the normal smash attack without any charge on it. So actually, I feel like the head smash is one of the worst in his set. Sure, it's like a disturbance. Most of the time, you're just going to get 9 damage out of it. And he does have a really good throw. He has a really strong throw as well. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad what I've seen so far. I actually like a lot more of it than I thought I would, and then I don't like parts that I thought I would, which is strange. Should we jump over to Home Run Contest? I think we should. So yeah, it's the first time in a while for both of us. And he's a big, strong guy. He should be able to launch this pretty far, I would think. I don't know what the optimal strategy is here. I feel like I probably could have gotten more damage, to be fair. I don't think that's going to be a record or anything. Or is it? Shuffle all. Okay, it is a record. Apparently I just suck at home run contest. I really don't do it that much, though. This one was... They added this later, right? I think I remember them adding this one in post because it didn't launch with it, right? They were like, oh, there's no home run contest. We'll have to add in an update later. I feel like that was way worse. Didn't I get like 300 last time? No, just kidding. That's a new record. I'm just setting all the high scores today. Let's get a fully charged smash attack off. Maybe a couple smaller ones. And send him off with that, apparently. I wonder if that'll do much... That did... Oh, so much worse. We're down to 29 kilometers instead of like 100 that we had before. Alright, one more time. One more time for the people at home. Charge it up, and there we go. I feel like we peaked with like the first or the second one. Yeah, we didn't even break 100 there. Okay. Apparently that's a new record, though. So take that, whatever last episode we did this in. I got a better score than you. I don't want to do it again. No, thank you. Let's jump over to classic mode, shall we? Alright, here he is, the big ape. I don't know if I want to be purple. I'll be disgusting lime green today. And I did not see what the path is. We'll have to do our guesses in post. Probably like banana themed or something, because that seems to be Journey to New Donk City. Oh, it's a Mario Odyssey reference. Look at that. I assume it's gonna be a bunch of Mario and Donkey Kong characters. Unless it's like every level in Odyssey. So like, is this supposed to be like the Poison Swamp area? And then we'll have like, what are the other areas in Odyssey? I think in like the Hat Kingdom. What would they even do for that? Let's see if it's like the other areas in Odyssey. If that was like the Lost Kingdom, right? Is this one gonna be... No. No, it is not. I was like, is this gonna be like the Snow Kingdom or something? No, it looks like we are truly just fighting Donkey Kong and Mario characters. It does look like we teamed up with Diddy Kong. Like Donkey Kong Country, another game I played. I did go back and play the original last fall, I want to say. And it was fine. Like, I always prefer playing a modern game over an old school game. In most cases. I did enjoy, like, Link to the Past and stuff. But... I don't know. I think I just prefer the Country Returns games over any of the originals on the SNES. And maybe that's just me. I'm sure many of you disagree, but I don't know. That's just what I thought playing through all of 1. I'll probably get through 2 and 3 eventually. The games weren't that long, so it wouldn't be that much of a commitment, and I'll probably do it because I enjoy Donkey Kong. But right now, I can tell you what I'm going to do immediately after this video ends. I'm going to get something to eat, and then I'm going to play more Bonanza, because I am having such a great time playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. One of the best games. Definitely my game of the year 2025 so far. But just one of my favorite Switch or Switch 2 games I've played. Again, if you want to see my more thoughtful thoughts on the game, check out the Peach episode last time. Because that was an Echo Fighter, I kept it pretty brief because we just did Daisy a couple episodes ago. And B, most of the time I was just talking about my pros and cons of Donkey Kong Bonanza. So if you want to see me go way in depth about that game, for you, yes, I know this is coming out in November because I want to do one every day in November until the anniversary. But for me, remember, it is still July, so it's still the launch month of the game. It's about 2 weeks old at this point. It's about July 30th, 2025 as of filming this. So for me, all I want to do, video game-wise, is play Donkey Kong Bonanza. So that's what I'm doing as soon as this video ends. I will say, he is pretty resilient. Okay, he just died. I had to open my mouth. But yeah, like, he was taking a lot of hits. And he was not dying. And I was very impressed, actually. I got 0.1 point for that. No, I don't know. I wasn't enjoying that one that much. And why are the Inklings here? Is this supposed to be the Beach Kingdom with the water guys where you can spray water and travel all over the place? Maybe it is supposed to be Journey to New Donk City. Like, we went from the Donkey Kong jungle up until, I don't know, the city. These are all, like, city-like areas, right? Again, I'm just throwing my guesses out there. It really could be anything. In case you're wondering what I'm trying to guess, I'm trying to guess the theme of the classic mode. That's usually what I do in these videos, at least at the end, is try and guess, like, hey, what's the theme of the classic mode? Why am I fighting these specific characters? In case you're just really confused as to what I'm doing right now, that is what I'm doing. Aw, that would have been really cool if he died, though. And that's spikes, though. The down smash spikes, like the downward fist punch. Interesting. Especially when they're on the ledge. Very interesting. Mario and Luigi on New Donk City. It all makes so much sense. However, I do have a very bad feeling. The last match is going to be against Mastering Crazy Hand. Call it a hunch, but it's a hunch that has a lot of evidence behind it, like 40 episodes. Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not episode 45? It's either episode 45 or close to it. And for those of you who do not know, episode 45 is the official halfway point of Smash Time. Obviously, yes, there's 89 characters on the roster, which, first of all, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just put 90? Second of all, I did Pyra twice because for my 1 year anniversary special, I redid the Pyra special, which means the final tally of the series will be 100. Whoa, not 100. It will be 90 episodes. Plus a couple final ones that I do have ideas for right now. So yeah, 45 is half of 90, which means we're halfway through the series. It would be really embarrassing if this is not episode 45. Again, I haven't really been keeping too much track. They changed the stage. That's weird. I guess it makes sense with the theme. I would like to see how 2026 goes for me in terms of Smash Time monthly. If it doesn't, if I am very bad at doing Smash Times again next year, 2026, we might be doing a very similar thing to what we're doing right here with this Smash Time. Basically just like taking a month and being like this. The entire month is going to be a new Smash Time every single day. A new Smashmas, you could say. Smashmas in July or something like that. That would be interesting. It would probably finish it up because if that's 30 more, we would be in the 70s, close to the 80s. Which would be pretty close to the end. So just maybe we might be doing another one of these Smashmas's pretty close. Or pretty soon from now, at least. But first of all, I do have to finish this one. I am only like 8 episodes in. That's a little over a week. And spoiler alert, there's more than 1 week in November. So I have a lot more of these to film between now and November when they're going to come out. I have a lot more of these to edit. I have a lot more work to do. That's the point. But all you guys have to worry about is staying tuned until tomorrow, which we'll do the next episode in. Which, in case you're wondering, I did spin the wheel a couple times today. I believe next episode is Zero Suit Samus? I'm pretty sure it is. I wrote them all down on a paper. I have to look, and I obviously don't have that paper on me right now, so I can't check. But I'm pretty sure it's Zero Suit Samus next episode. But yeah, that is it for Donkey Kong's episode. So, what do I think? Well, I think he's good, actually. Donkey Kong is a character before, if I was doing this tier list without giving him like the full proper 20-30 minutes that I give all these characters, I probably would have put him in like C tier, because honestly Donkey Kong never really piqued my interest at all, especially in this game when there's just so many better options. But playing him today, I like a lot about him. I like how he's a heavy that actually has a chance at recovering. I think his up B is pretty good, actually, and it does a decent amount of damage. The other special moves he has, his neutral side and down B, are fine. None of them are bad necessarily. The punch is probably the best, especially because I found out for the first time that you can, in fact, charge it up, cancel, and then finish charging it up. It doesn't like send you back to the beginning, which does make it better, makes it much more practical. And then you can also do the combo of the side B, which is the head smash into the ground, and then the punch to do a lot of damage. So in that case, I do see the perks of having that grounding move, but otherwise, the grounding move just leads to about 12 damage because I usually don't have the punch charged up. And the down B is fine. There is a niche case where if somebody's like jumping to you and you use it at just the right time, you'll like spike them down a little bit and they'll get away from you. Other than that, if you use it on the ground, it's fine. It leaves you very vulnerable. I don't know how I feel about it. The grab is funny. I like how he throws you over his shoulder. It reminds me a lot of Snake. Snake's grab had a lot of charm to it where he like puts you in the chokehold. So I like that it has character to it. It's also pretty strong, all things considered. And most of his smash attacks are really good as well. You know, he has the upwards clap, which is phenomenal. He has the side clap, which is also great. The down smash where he punches. We found that could spike today, which is something I didn't know. Even some of his aerials aren't bad. I really don't use the dash attack or the aerials as much on Donkey Kong, but that's okay because you're not really supposed to. So, I don't know. I like Donkey Kong. He's not perfect. Obviously, his aerials could be better, and I wish some of his moves were a little more unique. All of them are basically the same attack when you think about it. Using punch, using hands in some way, either clapping or punching. That's what most of his moves are. But yeah, I like him. He's definitely a high B, like, low A, maybe even mid A. I think I like him more than some of the characters in A tier. So I'll have to see when I do the tier list for this episode, but I'm thinking right now like a middle of A tier. There really isn't too much to dislike with Donkey Kong, which isn't something I could say about every character. I've had complaints about a lot of other characters that I've done, but this one, not too many. There could be a little spice thrown in there, a little pepper, make it so all his moves don't look exactly the same in the next game. I'd appreciate that. But as is, Donkey Kong's pretty good. I like him. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves because mental health is important. I'll see you all in my next episode, and ta-ta for now.